Road Break family, NXT UK, welcome to another episode of our show. It's time to, be dissecting, analyzing the newest episode of the Yellow brand because NXT 2.0 is not more yellow, it's not more. So, we're going to be talking about this brand that, unfortunately, in this particular episode, the champions were not featured again. So, we're going to be telling about all of this with Jean-Paul Egg. What do you feel about this episode? No championship matches, not really number one contenders announced. So maybe just an episode of NXT UK, just what would you say? Just to developing new storylines, something like that.
Yeah, I mean, this is building up to a lot of stuff. I don't know what the story is with Dragunov. I would think if he's not on next week's show, then that's when the rumors can maybe start coming up. I mean, but see, this thing is pre-taped for how long? But
Yes.
We know these guys, if they're injured or something like that, they keep kayfabe. I know Dragunov showed up at an Evolve show a little while ago.
Yes,
and our progress it was so he obviously isn't injured or whatever, so hopefully he appears on back on this show. We did see next week they're gonna talk about Mako Satomura. They're gonna
Yes.
have a special thing for her, so at least we'll see her. And we did see the tag champs in a promo, but overall a decent episode. It did have some good matches, but it's kind of just building right now. They're in the kind of like the building stage, just like when the roller coaster is going up.
Yeah, it needs to take
real
off.
slow.
Yeah,
It's about to go. Yeah.
Exactly. So thank you so very much to every single one of you for following us, for all the love that you give us, in the social media waves, everywhere that we're featured. So thank you, all say love, support. Thank you so very much because we do it just for every single one of you. Don't forget to support the video from yesterday. AEW Dynamite, CM Punk and MJF are going to clash in a dog collar match resembling Roddy Piper and Valentine. They have to do that. Or like Paul will say, Cody Rhodes and Brody Lee. But at least a lot of people love the idea. A lot of people are just, it's more of the same. CM Punk is going to win. I mean, that's my God. But Jean Paul will say, hey, MJF needs to get the win to be the biggest heel and maybe challenge on Hangman Page. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, I mean, I do think CM Punk's going to get the win here because MJF already got the win over CM Punk. He's not going to get 2 wins. He's going to get the win here. But the match will be good. And like you said, everything else in AEW, Dynamite that happened last night, Hangman Adam Page, Adam Cole, all that stuff. You want to hear our full thoughts, go check out the review, give it a thumbs up, share it, spread the word of Road Break.
Exactly, spread the word. What are you doing if you're not spreading the word about Road Break? What are you doing? Where are you? When there's no bullshit in here, there's no, we drag the wrestlers. No. We here tell you our thoughts, and also we try to always have a great time with every single one of you. The one that was not having a good time was Kenny Williams that opens the show in his match with Sam Gradwell. Oh, I'm injured. I don't know what's going on. Oh my God. And then Sid Scala said, I haven't had anything, anything about Sid Scala, Kenny Williams being injured. So the match goes. In pretty good show.
And I like this. This was a small detail a lot of people might even overlook, but you don't see this on Raw, SmackDown, NXT 2.0,
exactly.
AEW. You don't see that on any of these shows where that have an authority figure. The last one to do it was NXT when they had William Regal. Yeah. Now
I mean, if you will think Ron SmackDown, Adam Pearce, and Sonya Deville.
But they don't. Yeah, but Sonya Deville's a heel and she's a wrestler now.
Yes, exactly.
And Adam Pearce gets told by Roman Reigns what to do. So.
And Sid Scala, look at the haircut. That style. My God, it's
I mean, hey, whatever.
At least bottles of gel. You know what I mean? Great.
Least,
and the little hair that he has on top. But at least Sid Scala, good job. Good work, man. Good stuff.
But the match, the match, it was only maybe 5-6 minutes long, honestly, but, because, what the hell, Kenny Williams was wrestling in his pants, and, but it was good, and Gradwell, the only thing that, what was kind of shitty was the finish. He kind of just did a roll-up, and he had him there forever, he tracked the legs and just, sat on him, and then it took forever for the ref to get in position and then count. He had him down there for 6-7 seconds, and, Kenny Williams then kicks out after the 3 count, and he's all pissed off and everything, and he attacks Gradwell and cuts the hair off because, again, like I said, the match, it was good, but it was short. There was nothing really, they were just, this was the beginning. This wasn't the blow off.
And the most important thing is this, what happened after that,
Yeah, and then he cut off the
mohawk and
mohawk.
all of that, taking care of Gradwell, and Kenny is just the heel. In this case, Sam Gradwell went very smoothly became a babyface Paul, and with this situation, with this kind of feud with Kenny Williams, he became a great baby face, and a little bit of hair that he had, Homer Simpson, the two hairs, done,
Yeah, done.
done.
Yeah, the mohawk. Yeah, I mean, like you said, he barely had a mohawk to begin with, but they cut it off, and it was just something that just sparked a feud. It was almost like you kick somebody in the balls. It's something that like you're just insulting them.
Yes.
It's maybe not even what you did. It's just the fact that you did it.
Yeah, you did.
So
yes.
It's so there. He's pissed off, and we can just mention it now. Later on, we see him
Look
in
at
the
that
back.
right there.
Yeah, later on in the back, he's get that camera out of my face. He's yelling for Kenny Williams, kicking in all the doors to all the men's locker rooms, everything, and looking for him, and he can't find him, and he's pissed off, and then that segment ends. But that was good. He was get the camera out of my face. This is like he's looking for this guy for real. He's not trying to be filmed. It's not oh, come with me, cameraman.
Taking care of all of it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's good. It's good. I really enjoy that. And like you said, at least we have a sound gravel. This is the time you mentioned this. Who's heel in the Heritage Cup? Who's the champion there? Noam Dar. Give Seth Grewal the chance. Let him be a champion. He deserves it. The guy being the character that he is, don't you think? He's been featured way more many times than maybe Ilya Dragunov and Gunter, Walter, however his name is, combined. So there you go. So let's move on to we got to see Jack Stars and also Dave Mastiff. They're best friends, but Dave Mastiff was trying to get Stars to emulate him, or Stars is actually trying to be like Dave Mastiff. He wants one of the best and all of that. So there was a lot of chores that he had to do. They were called the challenges.
Yeah, kind of like all these training and stuff. It was he had to do free squats for an hour, and he was squatting, and then Mastiff falls asleep, and it's 2 hours later, and he's like, oh shit, and then he eventually gets back to Jack Stars an hour later after that. So Jack's been squatting for 3 hours, and he's like, oh yeah, you're good. It's been an hour, you're good. And then he makes him eat some kind of oats or cereal or wheats or some kind of biscuit or something. He makes him eat a whole packet of them. And then he has to go streak in front of the PC, and he's like, "Oh, go ahead." And he's like, "Oh, give the people what they want." He's like, "Jack or Dave, nobody wants to
Dave,
see
I'm
that."
not doing it.
And he runs away. And
I
mean, it was goofy. It kind of reminded me a little bit of a Monday Night Raw segment. I don't know if that influence is trickling in. I don't want to say that because I don't think it is.
They have to at least.
But I mean, the humor, the humor in this is fine. The only thing that it kind of makes it is we just saw this with A-Kid and Saxon Huxley.
Saxon Huxley, yes.
So it's like, okay, we just saw this. Now this segment was a little better. It was funnier, but it's like, but didn't we just see it with the other guys? So they're using the same formula.
I feel they're trying to add that comedy in the middle of each episode. It's like, hey, you know what? It's not just.
I mean, the only thing though I'll say is I don't think this is going to lead to a random one-on-one match.
No, absolutely.
I
hope not, because it will be they massive for the crowd. That's the only way. So let's move on to the next one. That's Angel Hayes. Angel Hayes goes against Amelia McKenzie, and they have a pretty good match. Quick, also is what you said it the best when before we went on air. And they want Amelia McKenzie, and the one we're going to talk about after Amelia. They want these two girls to have wins because lately they've been losers. They've been on the losing end. So Amelia just took care of her, really good, a face buster, really powerful. And Amelia gets the win, 1, 2, 3. And again, the girl that is being mentored by Meiko Satomura gets another win because lately she's been just having a lot of losses. So I feel that, hey, like you said, this show was just to get this.
And she, at least her losses, they were coming to credible people, and commentary here is so good. Even if Andy Shepherd is a little bit, generic, and he might not know all the wrestling moves and everything, Nigel's so good, but they always get the story over. They said, okay, yeah, she lost, but she lost to people like Isla Dawn, and Isla Dawn's, a heel who's really over right now. They're putting her over on commentary too. And, she only lost to these top people. And then they're like, okay, but she beat all these other people. She's Meiko Satomura's, protege, all this stuff. So at least, they get her over, and she gets a good win.
I agree, and that's why it was good. So let's move on to the next one, Paul, because it seems that we have a number one contender, or at least somebody that wants to be, number one contender for the NXT UK Championship, and that's Nathan Frazier. He was talking about his win over Tio Man. He said that these guys have been bullying me. They were being bullshit. There you go. Look what I did.
Look at, the look on their faces and sitting there. I mean, they look like two guys that were hanging out with RVD or something.
Oh yeah. Absolutely. Well, they need Matt Riddle and a little bit of smoke. But they were just saying that. Also, he said that when he faced Gunter or Walter, we'll call him Walter here. This is
I notice how they don't. I love how they only call him the ring general from
Exactly.
now
Yeah,
on. They
don't even know
this
how to
brand
call
is
them.
like fuck. They're like that's what they
Exactly.
do.
Yes, absolutely. You're right, Jean-Paul. And there you go. Right here, you see like how he goes and he challenges Ilya Dragunov. Is it gonna be a good match? Yeah. Is it gonna be like the match that like makes Ilya Dragunov, drop the belt? No. But at least hey,
No,
Nathan
and
Frazier saves the match.
because look at this when he goes, hey, when I had this match with Walter, I thought, oh man, what am I doing? But when it was over, I thought, hey, I can hang with these guys, so hey, I'm going to call my shot. Ilya, what do you say? That was pretty much as high and as emotional as he got. You see
Yes.
how emotional and how driven and how strong and powerful Dragunov's words are. No, I mean this kid's gonna walk in there. He don't stand a chance. Like if
Exactly.
you're looking at this for a shoot, for like if this is real, but obviously no, this is just a match to get him over. Dragunov needs to have a credible opponent again. If you're gonna have a Rampage Brown interfere, this would be the perfect match to do it in.
Exactly, Jean-Paul. So let's go now to the Di Familia because they had a promo. We got to see Tio Man. We got to see also like Raja. We got to see Dempsey. We're all talking about the loss, assimilating. What's going on? What happened in that loss? And they say that like this loss actually could be positive, could be beneficial because now the Di Familia is stronger. The bond is closer. So good promo by them. And now they think that like this is gonna make them like better.
Yeah,
this loss
and I like
that
it.
It came right now.
Yeah, Dempsey's like, hey, maybe this was a blessing in disguise. It's gonna bring us closer together, and they all kind of do like a hug huddle thing, and then he's just like, Tio man, he pretty much says like, like this is not a loss, and he looks at Dempsey and he points at him. He's like, and you will make this right. So okay, so now that was again a line maybe people might have missed. Yeah, and the thing that I really liked about this too is that Tio Man was like, hey, we're not going to suffer this loss because you'll make it right. And, they do a little group hug, they huddle, and he kind of looks at Dempsey and points at him. And this is good because, I just mentioned Rampage Brown might be the one to interfere. They might not even bring him back. We don't know what the story is with him. But, maybe it'll be Dempsey here who interferes in this. And maybe you see Dragunov team up with Frazier to go against Di Familia. And the only thing that positive I think would come from that is it'll get, these guys over because they'll be feuding, with the champion. But I do hope they keep Dragunov on a separate path. But now that I think about it, I really do think, this group is going to be the one to interfere in that match that we're going to see with Frazier and Dragunov.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. I feel that like it will be a good storytelling right there. And the good thing is like, remember, he said, I didn't fulfill the promise. I promised you something. I tried to. I failed. And Roger's like, no, you fulfilled the promise. Like they're still behind Tio Man. So that's good. We'll see what happens on that. And I remember we talk about Emily McKenzie. Now we're going to talk about Stevie Turner. She goes against Myla Grace. These two girls, like Angel Hayes and Myla, like they're just the enhancement talent, but they're the girls that like are the future of NXT UK. They will be featured at some point as like that's how Amel started. Remember at the beginning like it was just 2-minute matches and something like that. Now look at Amel. So this was a pretty decent match, and also like the same result that we get to see kind of like the rock bottom right here. Like a big
the only thing with that is Myla Grace, you can tell she's definitely new. And even when she does the moves, like she did a sling blade, she did a 619 tornado DDT, some of the moves she hits them, but they're kind of slow. You know what I mean? It's like she's really thinking about what she's doing. So you can tell it doesn't maybe have that impact, that believability that you would like to see. But hey, she's new, and everything, but not bad. And the only thing selling the rock bottom, she kind of, had her body straight instead of like, vertical instead of horizontal. So, when she planted her, it looked weird. It almost looked like a double clothesline. Like it almost looked like they just hit each other and both fell. I don't know if she didn't know how to like take the move correctly at first. But, the match was to get Stevie Turner over. That's what it did. And I like this because, I think at this celebration that they're going to have for Meiko Satomura, they just announced it and everything. I think we're going to see a lot. I think you're going to see a lot of women. Yeah, you're going to see a lot of women come out and interrupt this. This isn't going to be just Meiko on stage, a video package, and done and end segment. No, there's going to be people coming out. You can already, you can hang your hat on that. That's going to happen. And, I think we're going to, like you said, going to find out who the next opponent's going to be.
Pretty much that's what it's going to be for, like, Meiko Satomura. Like you said, Sid Scala is going to be the one, like, being in the ring with Meiko Satomura. We'll see that next week. We're going to see also this match for the NXT UK Tag Team Championships. Mustache Mountain, Trent Seven, and also Tyler Bate going against finally to, like, these guys that, like, became #1 contenders, Aston Smith and Oliver Carter. And good promo by both guys, both teams. It's like Ashton and Oliver is like, this is our chance, this is our only chance. We don't want to be in catering anymore. We want to be champions. We've been fighting this our whole lives. This is an opportunity, and Mustache Mountain, the title is not going to change hands. It's not going anywhere but with us. So really good stuff, and we're going to see this next week. So it's going to be a good main event.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to this, and I like how the promo, at first I thought it was just going to be Mustache Mountain just talking about, it feels so good to be champs, this is great, we love this. Then it goes to Smith and Carter, and they're like, no, we wanted this, we fought for this. Yeah, the last time we fought you guys, maybe you were a little bullshit, Trent Seven, and that's because you're scared to lose. And if you're scared to lose a title, that means, you're not prepared, to be a champion. So they're calling him out and all this stuff, and then Mustache Mountain gets fired up. Both teams get fired up, and I get into this. And Oliver Carter, Ashton Smith, these guys are so great. I mean, this is one of those things that we said, and this is how you build the tag team. Not like how brands like AEW, Raw, SmackDown. When you see a tag team, they do the same shit, and they're not featured in a way that builds them and promotes them and makes you go, okay, these guys are believable. Smith and Carter, to me, I don't think they're gonna win, but if they would, I'd be like, okay, badass. I'd be like,
it will be refreshing. It will be something that that we don't see often. So I wouldn't be upset. And maybe if this is the thing that like starts the feud with Trent Seven and Tyler Bate, why not put the titles on somebody that is new, that they never held any gold, give them that importance, make them look relevant. So there you go. It will be good. Also,
I'm looking forward to this.
Go ahead.
No, I was just that was it. I was just because I am looking forward to this.
Yeah, exactly. And we're going to see also like the French Hope, Amel going against Zaya Brookside. This is it's not a bad match, and this will be like for Amel to keep consolidating herself as a top baby face in NXT UK in the women's division. And Zaya Brookside can she become the heel that she wants to be? Can she be the heel that like can go against Meiko Satomura one more time? We're gonna find out when we see this match. And I think that is gonna be pretty good.
Yeah, and Zaya Brookside, I like the promo she cut before too, where she was like, oh yeah, my daddy, he might be here next week and blah blah blah, and I'm gonna have this, oh, I'm so legit. And they're like, oh well, what do you think about Amel being a role model? And she's like, no, she's bullshit. I've been a role model forever. And as I'm watching this, the only reason I'm bringing up this promo because it led to the match. So the main thing is the match. Yes. I'm bringing it up because that girl on NXT 2.0, even though we don't cover that garbage anymore, the one who with the daddy's credit card, the free. Don't you think that she's almost the copy of what Zaya Brookside is? Because Shawn Michaels helps with both shows. He does this, and then they said he also does NXT 2.0. So, I mean, to me, I made that correlation. I'm like, it's pretty much the same character, except Zaya Brookside can actually wrestle.
And also, like, Zaya, like, at least he's, like, more fluent, I believe. For me, like you said, NXT 2.0 is just, like, and maybe when they do Takeover, Stand and Deliver, maybe we'll go back to cover that. But also, like, news on NXT 2.0 is going to be the same day as WrestleMania at 11 a.m. Just so you guys to know. So it's going to be a pay-per-view, and it's going to be live at 11 a.m. But let's go to the main event, Paul, and that's, Jordan Devlin against Wolfgang, and a really good match. They had the feud. Why? Because they had the Supernova sessions last week. We got to see how, like, Gallus pretty much stole the spot from, like, Noam Dar and Shawn Samuels. And, you get to see this. Jordan Devlin felt like he was, like, being mocked, being made fun of. And then he post-attacked Wolfgang. But this match was pretty good. But we knew that Jordan Devlin is the guy. Because the only time that, like, he loses is a championship match. Other than that, he never loses. Like, he is really a top heel on NXT UK.
Yeah, I mean, I really enjoyed this match, and there was some thought. I thought, okay, maybe they will, but then it's like, no, like you said, Jordan Devlin, to me, he is one of their top guys. He is the ace. He is great. Even though he might be a little small, like his presence, his aura, his charisma, and obviously the guy's wrestling skill, is fantastic. And they put on a great main event. And again, there was a story to it too. It wasn't just move, and then finisher. No, it was the arm. Wolfgang's left arm. They even said, oh, in that Heritage Cup tournament that Wolfgang was in how long ago, he injured his left arm, and it healed, but did it? Nigel said, because not again. I'm going to put them over. They're so good at telling the story so the audience knows what's going on. Did his left arm really fully heal from that Heritage Cup tournament? Devlin went after the arm. And that was the big thing. Even when Wolfgang hit the spear, I believe that's his finisher. He hit the spear, but he couldn't pin him because, he hit him with that left side, and that shoulder, that arm, he was done. And then eventually he climbs up to the top to hit a big move. Devlin jumps up there, big Spanish fly. I thought that should have been the ending, especially because after that, all he did was go up to the top, hit like a 450 or whatever it was, and then pinned him again. So, I mean, then pinned him for good, got the 1, 2, 3. So, I would have rather seen the Spanish fly because we never see anybody win with a Spanish fly from the top rope like that.
But it's a beautiful move and nobody gets pinned by that.
Nobody gets pinned from it. But, great match, great main event. I'm glad Gallus didn't come out and interfere. It was a clean match and, Jordan Devlin wins and we got to see what they do for him. I mean, he's a guy who it's a shame that they did the match so early on with him and Dragunov. I mean, the only thing about it is, they do like doing that, where it's like, Dragunov didn't beat Walter the first time. So, maybe Jordan Devlin doesn't have to beat, he
has to be a few months to like kind of regain.
Yeah, I think I might have said Noam. I think I might have called him Noam Dar earlier. I apologize. Jordan Devlin, he's so good. And it's one of those things where maybe he gets that rematch later on. And because he could be the champion, because like we said, somebody like Jordan Devlin maybe isn't as believable to beat Walter, but Jordan Devlin beating Dragunov, I could see that.
Oh yeah, no, I can really, and
just for the height size.
So and you will have like good baby faces after it, like we'll see what they do. But like you said, maybe a month, 2 months, maybe Rampage Brown needs to come back at some point also to address what happened with Dragunov, and then maybe Joe Coffey at some point also. We'll see. There's a lot of things. That
it was 7 months in between the matches with. Dragunov and Walter. So hey, stretch it out, man. Give Dragunov a long title reign. I'm for it. So
he deserves it because he fought with Walter twice, and those matches are pretty much the best matches in NXT UK history. So we'll see what happens, family. But thank you so very much to every single one of you for the love, support that you always give us. Don't forget on Saturday, John Paul on Friday might be the Rampage. There you go. We might be seeing John Paul covering Jay White against Strength, and also all those great matches that Rampage always gives. And also we're going to see the Elimination Chamber. Myself, John Paul, are going to be talking about absolutely everything. Don't forget to check us out. Don't forget to follow us in the social media waves. Where?
And those are Rope Break on Facebook, the OG Rope Break on Twitter, Original Rope Break on Instagram, Twitch, and TikTok, and of course right here on YouTube, the home of the #1 podcast in the YouTube wrestling community, the Original Rope Break.
And you and me have one more thing that is left to say, and that is...